So in today's video, I want to share 10 cheap and affordable healthy food items that I eat to maintain my weight. So by the end of this video, you would know what these food items are. You would also know why they are top on my list and what to do with them. I lost 10 kg and I've kept it up for over 8 months eating this way. Don't get it twisted. I don't have the perfect diet, but what I know is that having these food items in my kitchen has really helped with maintaining my weight. I'm a strong believer that whatever food you have around you is what you would eat most of the time. So I try to have foods that will help me in managing my weight around me and readily available as well. So let's start with the first one, which I really love, and I fell in love over again when I discovered the importance of this food in helping to manage weight loss and also how filling it is as well. And the first one on my list is the sweet potatoes. Oh my God. From when I was little, I've always loved potatoes, especially Irish potato. But recently, I fell in love with sweet potatoes, especially the red ones. Those ones are really soft, really easy to peel. But I realized that they're kind of more difficult to find, unlike the regular, would I call it yellow back or brown back potatoes. And one thing I like about potatoes is that they are really filling, they are easy to cook, and also they are vegetables. They contain lots of fiber and they help keep you satisfied for longer. They also provide complex carbs for your energy. When it comes to carbohydrates, there's a simple carb and there's a complex carb. And if you're on a weight loss journey, or if you want to maintain a healthy weight or a healthy lifestyle in general, it's generally advised that you go with a complex carb, and potatoes are a very good source of complex carbs. That's why they are one of my favorites when it comes to carbohydrates. And one way I like to eat them is by boiling. Most of the time, I'll pair my boiled potatoes with stir-fry vegetables and sometimes scrambled eggs. The next food that I eat in order to manage my weight and keep a healthy weight is millet. Oh my God, millet is one Nigerian food that we don't talk a lot about. And you know the funny thing, millet is cheap. Millet is easy to cook. Millet contains fiber. It's a good source of complex carbohydrates. It's also easy to find. When I discovered millet, I realized that eating healthy doesn't mean you have to go for all those imported food. It's a very good substitute for rice. Some people like to use their millet to make pap or porridge, but for me, I like to use my millet as a substitute for rice. So I boil it just the way you boil rice, and I eat it with vegetables or stew, depends on my preference for that day. The next staple in my diet is rice, of course. Everybody loves rice. We love rice in Nigeria. And if you want to eat healthy without eating rice, it may be difficult for some of us. So sometimes eating healthy and also eating more sustainably doesn't mean removing all the food that you already know and you already eat. When it comes to rice, I like to go for basmati rice. But recently, I've started opting more for brown rice, which is a better version of rice because it still has its fiber intact and it's going to keep you fuller for longer. Listen, when it comes to maintaining your weight or losing weight, you always want food that would keep you fuller. You always want fiber, which will help keep you satisfied and avoid unnecessary snacking. So when it comes to carbs, remember that carbs are not the enemy. Your body needs carbohydrates, especially if you are active. The focus when it comes to carbs should be on quality and portion control. And that's why when I eat white rice or any type of rice, in fact, I like to pair it with vegetables and a source of protein, either eggs, chicken, or fish. Your vegetable and your protein source will help give you that feeling of satisfaction for a longer period of time, unlike when you eat just rice. The next food item that I've been eating so much of these days is chicken. Chicken is like would I say is my best source of protein? It's my best source of protein, but yeah. Chicken is one of my go-to sources of protein because it's easy to prepare. And as a busy person, you always want something that's easy to prepare. Protein is another food that keeps you satisfied for longer. It also helps with maintaining your weight and it supports your muscles, especially if you exercise. So what I like to do with my chicken is that I like to cook a batch of chicken. It's either I put it in the oven or I put it in the microwave. and I, keep it and use it for my rice, my soup, my stew, or sometimes I even use it as my snack instead of looking for, one random snack to eat. I just pick a piece of chicken and I use it to warm up my mouth. Like I always say, healthy eating is about having those foods that you want to eat readily available around you. If not, you'll be more likely to eat something that is not entirely healthy. Beans is another of my favorite food. So many people don't like beans, and I won't say I get it, because I've always loved beans right from when I was a little girl. So I can't even say I started liking beans because I found out that it's nutritious. No, I've always loved beans right from time. If you are among people that don't like beans, I think you should start liking it, because it's one easy to cook meal. See, if I want to have something easy, pop out of the fridge, put it in the microwave and eat, it's beans for me. I love to eat beans porridge, but right now I'm trying to see if I can enjoy plain beans, just cooking it with salt. My reason is I'm trying to see how I can, put less oil in my food. So instead of porridge beans, I try to make plain beans and I eat it with chicken or vegetables, depending on what I have at home at the time. Another way I like to eat my beans these days is also making moi moi. Then I can combine that with rice or even vegetables just to, make a balanced meal. I was not a fan of ugu leaves. Ugu leaves are now one of my favorites. I'm not going to stand here and lie to you that I've always been a fan of ugu leaves. I eat it, but not as much as I eat it these days, because as you grow older, you find out that those food that you've been running away from, you eventually eat it. So ugu is now one of my favorite food. I have ugu leaves almost every time in my fridge. I use it to eat a lot of things. I use it to eat rice, potatoes, beans. I could just make it, and eat it. Okra is also another of my favorite vegetable as well. So sometimes I make okra soup, sometimes I make stir-fry okra. It's an easy and affordable source of vegetables. Instead of looking for the broccoli and the kale and the more expensive, vegetable sources, I like to stick to my local ugu. It's just the best for me. Honestly, it's just the best. Easy to find, easy to cook, and nutritious as well. Another of my favorite foods to eat to maintain and manage my weight is oats. I've been eating oats a lot lately, and believe you me, it's a very quick and easy breakfast. That's another reason why I love it. Once I have my oats, my chia seed and my flax seed, I'm good to go. So I mostly make it as overnight oats. In the past, I used to make oat porridge and with milk and stuff like that. But right now, I just make overnight oats with plain water. Then I garnish it with chia seeds, flax seeds. If I have nuts like almonds, ground nuts, cashew nuts, sunflower seeds, I, put it in there, granola and the rest. And your breakfast is ready. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Eggs. Eggs are one of the easiest food to have at home, to eat, to enjoy, and to cook. I would have said they are affordable, but eggs are no longer affordable in Nigeria. Even at that, it's still the most affordable source of protein in Nigeria at the moment. So yes, they are still affordable. They are quick to prepare and they're perfect for busy mornings. I mostly eat my eggs boiled, but once in a while, I could fry my egg with olive oil. Then I can pair it with rice or vegetables or potatoes. Fish is now one of my favorite protein. I said now because I never liked fish. Right from when I was a child, the only fish I liked eating was the fish my mom fries. If I go out to buy bole, I buy only the plantain and I don't buy fish. I didn't used to eat fish until I grew a lot older. I think it was after my university days that I started to eat bole fish. I started to manage to eat fish from outside, fish made by some other person. I don't know why that distinction was there, but that was what was happening to me. Let me tell you, the only fish that I like are those fish that do not smell too fishy. Example, croaker fish. That's my best fish. Only fish that is not smelling too fishy, just bring it to me. Bring it my way. So being someone who is not a fish fanatic, I don't put fish in my stew or in my soup. I wouldn't like that. So what I do is that I cook my fish separately and I just put it by the side of my dish whenever I want to eat. So these food items will not be complete if I don't mention a healthy source of fat. And what I like to use is olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Your fat is an important source of a balanced diet. So you could source your healthy fats from avocados, olive oil, but for me, I think olive oil is more readily available to me because this season is not avocado season. When it was avocado season, I used to eat a lot of that, but I always like to have olive oil in my kitchen, especially because I like to stir fry my vegetables. If you have healthy fats in your food, it can help make your meals more satisfying. It keeps you fuller for longer so that you don't get hungry fast and start snacking. And because fats are calorie dense, even if they are healthy, it's advised that you use little amounts. So a little goes a long way. For me, what I mostly use my olive oil for is stir fry vegetables. Once in a while, I also make stew with olive oil. Also, when I feel like eating scrambled eggs, I also use my olive oil to make scrambled eggs. With these items on my list, you come to understand that you don't need the expensive, foreign food items to eat healthy. Our local foods are very nutritious. Those foods you ate when you were growing that you abandoned, that your mom used to cook for you and you tell her, oh, it's boring, it's not delicious. Those foods are all you need to eat healthy. It's time to go back to the roots. It's time to go back to basics. One thing about eating healthy, whether it's healthy fats, healthy carbohydrates, or whatever you want to call it, everything should be done in moderation. Even the healthy foods should be eaten in moderation. And that was a mistake I used to make a lot when I initially started eating healthy. I'll tell myself, oh, this is a healthy food, and I'll eat and eat and eat so much that I'll pack on a lot of calories and I wasn't losing weight. And I was wondering why I wasn't losing weight because I felt like I was eating healthy. So why am I not losing weight? So whatever you're doing when it comes to healthy eating, you need to do everything in moderation. So these are the food items I usually have on rotation in my kitchen to help me maintain my weight. What other food items do you normally eat to help maintain your weight? I'd like to know in the comment section. I'd like to expand my, my food options. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.